What's up, YouTube's Biblical Truther? So I received a word yesterday, and I tried making this video yesterday, but it just didn't seem to be on the right line. But I want to start this out with John 5:43, where Jesus says, "I come in my Father's name, and you receive me not. If another come in his own name, him ye will receive." Because yesterday, I've told you in the past that upon waking in the morning, God sometimes gives me a word or a phrase, sentence, that sort of thing. And yesterday, upon opening my eyes, I heard the name Jezre'el. Now, I searched that out yesterday, and Jezre'el is actually an old Israelite kingdom or stronghold back in King Ahab's day. But I don't think it has much to do with the place, as it does it sounding to me like it was a name. Because shortly after I got out of bed and heard that word, I heard something else. And it is my nativity scene, which is fairly odd. Never really heard anything like that. But at first I was thinking an angelic name, but I have never heard an angel referred to as Jezre'el or in the book of Enoch or any other books that I've read. So searching it out, all I could come up with was Jezre'el, which is now called Jezre'el in Palestine. But again, I don't think it was the place so much as it was a name. But it's my nativity scene kind of threw me for a loop, because that's very odd. I didn't exactly know why I would be hearing such a thing. But here of recent, over the weekend, I think on the 11th, the Vatican had released their nativity scene, which, if you've been watching, a lot of people have made videos about this, and they depict some very odd things for the Vatican, which I guess is not odd for the Vatican, given that they're this, synagogue of Satan. But in this nativity scene, they depict what looks like a Sumerian astronaut. So as you can see, the nativity scene looks like it's got the two pillars, like in Freemasonry. It's got the Queen of Heaven with the sunburst rays coming from behind her head with the lightning bolt that pretty much connects the alien to this mother goddess looking figure, who they say is Mary. But it also has this dark figure behind it that a lot of people are calling Darth Vader. It's just odd to me that they would put all this in a nativity scene, and then I would wake up hearing that. So I'm wondering, with all this disclosure going on with the aliens and all that stuff, with Israel, their commander of their Space Force coming out saying that, the U.S. and Israel is working with aliens and have been for years. There's been a lot more stuff and coverage of this over the last week, and it's just odd to me that they would put this in there, being that Egypt and the Sumerians and the Greeks, they all worship these fake gods, these liturgy gods, and that's kind of what it's depicting there. And then now all of a sudden, with this nativity scene being rolled out and disclosure happening, as they call it, I'm wondering if this name that I heard, Jezre'el, is not going to be the name of this alien that presents itself to the world and claims to be Jesus. Because just as he said, I come in my Father's name and you receive another will come in his own name, and him you will receive. So we know that the Israel of today is far from, the Israel that God created or came to be back in the Old Testament. They have far, far fallen away and have resorted to these other gods, just as the Vatican, and they're erecting the statue of Moloch at the Colosseum. But just in case you had never seen this of the Vatican audience hall, check this out. It's absolutely a snakehead that the Pope sits in while he does his I don't know what they call it, mass or whatever. And then right behind him is what they claim to be a sculpture of Jesus rising from the ashes of a nuclear holocaust, which in and of itself is kind of crazy, given that the occult, they believe in this phoenix rising from the ashes. So do the elites of this world. But it's just very, very crazy that this stuff is coming out all right now, and all these things are just lining up. So I've been saying for months and months, even before I heard that guy on Marfoogle, and I had put the link in the last video I did, or the video before that. I can't remember exactly which one it was, but it was about the September 23rd sign in Revelation 12, how it speaks of 1260 days till Satan is put upon the earth. And that happened in 2017. Whether manufactured or not, as I've said, 1260 days puts us at March 21st, 2021. So it's just kind of odd that you got these New Agers, or these UFO believers, alien believers, coming out and saying that they're expecting them, I guess through channeling and whatnot, talking to these entities, that they're expecting them in March. It just blows me away, man, because, about 4 weeks ago now, I put that little short video out from L. Ron Hubbard about the Galactic Federation, and that's exactly what they're calling themselves, and these people that are channeling these entities, the good ones, not the bad ones. They are the Galactic Federation, here to help humanity in their ascension to the 5th dimension. It's so crazy, man. Just the deception that is going on, it just blows me away. But I told you how God works with me, and how he allows me to go down rabbit holes, as they're called. Me having gone down into the New Age, that's how I know so much about it, and the stuff that they teach and believe in. But then he draws me back, pulls me right back, and shows me what's wrong with the whole situation. Because there are no such thing as aliens. These are the fallen. These are the Nephilim. These are these evil entities that are coming to try and take over this world and humanity and enslave us all. And these people that are just can't wait for it to happen. It just blows me away, man. One guy I seen today is Leak Project. You may have heard of him. He's got a pretty huge channel, and I used to watch him back in the day. I used to watch him and Naughty Beaver and a couple other guys that were fell off into the New Age and the Spiritism, and I had to get away from them, man, when the Lord pulled me back and said, look, this is the deception, this is the great deception that's coming. I just had to step away from those guys. And I haven't heard, I forgot there was even a channel called Leak Project till just yesterday, I think it was. But anyway, I want to play you a little video that he put up today, or it might have been yesterday, but I think it was today. Check this out.
their return March of 2021. The exact date, I don't know yet. Thinking around the 12th or 13th, somewhere around there. But I also was thinking the 3rd. So between the 3rd and the middle of the month is what I'm picking up on, possibly as late as the 21st. So then you've got this new control grid, right? You've got the return. You've got the Vatican showing their return. And you've got very powerful people that are part of this great reset. Some of the richest, wealthiest people on the planet. But it seems as if they're talking like they've got somebody above them telling them what to do. Well, folks, if you got 15-foot giants landing on your front lawn, no matter how much power you have, if they've got technologies beyond anything here and they show it and they just shut everything off, and then people try and stop them and they can't, and they don't get aggressive, but they shut down all security and they say, look, we're the new boss. You're going to do what we say, because if you don't do what we say, then we might think of other actions to perform.
So as you can see, he also, from what he claims in his video, that he's feeling March, mid-March, which is the same thing that guy from the supposed Pentagon or military, whatever he is, private contractor, said that he's been told for quite a while too that these entities will be here in mid-March. So I'm just curious to know which one they're gonna put out to us and claim to be their leader or claim to be the Messiah. You know, because the New Agers, they believe that Jesus or Yeshua was just an ascended master like Buddha and Muhammad and all these other false Christ, just as Christ warned us about. There would be many that come in his name, you know, claiming that they are the Christ. So it's just crazy, man. Crazy times we're living in. It's exciting. It really is. You know, we are blessed to be living in this time. But don't be deceived by these things. Because I do believe with all the coverage that they're getting over these aliens, these Anunnaki or whatever they are, the fallen angels, that's what they are. They are absolutely going to be shown to the world and very soon. So just be ready, man, and remember that name, Jezre'el. It's something that I could see one of the Pleiadians, quote unquote, or what are they called, the tall white Nordics. I can see one of the Nordics coming out and saying that that's their name. That Jezre'el's close enough to Jesus that would be the modern translation of that name or something of the sort. You know what I'm saying? I can see how the deception's going to play out. So, sorry. It's getting a little dark, work late today. But just be ready, man, because they are rolling this out. There's too much coverage for nothing to happen with it, you know? So I just wanted to put this out there. This thing may come claiming he's the Christ, he's Jesus, and that the whole nativity scene is his own. You know, that was his birth when he incarnated here in our reality or on our earth or whatever they call this thing or think it is. So just be watchful, man. Love you guys.
Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints,